Hello, friends. It's a beautiful day to do a garden tour. So I'm panning here. I don't know what I'm catching, but maybe you're catching the garden behind me. I started in February from seed. I started tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. And uh, it's just been crazy nonstop ever since. So everything that I've planted here today is from seed that I've germinated. And everything is thriving this year because Shannon built raised beds for me with the help of Scott and Claude, and I am just so grateful. So this is probably going to be 2 parts. It's going to be pretty long. So bear with me, but there's a lot to see, and everything is just absolutely thriving. So let's get into it. So, gosh, where to start? Let's start back here. So all along here, I have planted, I've transplanted thyme plants and yarrow from seed. I just needed one place for all the thyme because it was everywhere. And I love having it in the garden, but it was just really taking up space. And so back here in this curve, we've got elderberry. Look at that elderberry bush. So this whole curve is elderberry. And then this is our future greenhouse. We've got all the materials. It's our next project after we finish renovating the tiny house to get it on the market to rent. So yeah, over here I've got low bush blueberries and then high bush blueberries. And then over here on the edge, I've got lemon bee balm, and I've got 5, 6, 7 raspberry plants. Thank you to my friend Lita. Yes, so this entire front, these front planters are all lettuces that are bolting. So I've just been eating off of them. This is my glorious lemon balm right here. And this one over here is one of my several herb beds. So let me see if I can give you an overview here. I've got 170 varieties of food, flowers, and herbs planted this year. Everything from seed, everything's organic. The only things that I use to treat are the medical medium recommended ocean sea minerals and organic worm castings. We bring in black dirt from the Cherokee Indian Reservation. That's our compost bin down there. And we just add all of our food scraps to it. And there's Shannon. So, gosh, where to begin? Okay, so this entire bed right here is overwintered brassicas. Kales, cabbage, primarily that's all that's left. I've yanked up a lot of things. And I'm just, they're all trying to bolt, but I still can harvest a lot of food. I've planted zinnias. Look at this. Is she not beautiful? Never planted zinnias before. I've planted calendula and bachelor button, cosmos. These are all the flowers. Another zinnia. So this bed right here is another lettuce bed that's bolting. But look, tons of lettuce. Once it really starts seeding, I don't let it reseed because it'll just grow everywhere, but I'll yank it up when it gets really bitter and just replant seed. Over here, I've got this volunteer butternut squash that's growing numerous butternuts, and a couple of them are like huge, but they're still green, so I'm waiting for them to turn, and I'll harvest those. These are all French green beans down this entire row, with the squash plant taking over. Let's see. These beds up here that are kind of blank were my snow peas, sugar snap peas, and they kind of ran their course. And so I've planted recently more cucumbers and radishes. It looks like the radishes are already starting to come up. Right there. Radishes, 30 days, amazing. Here I've got purple basil, squashes. So this bed is my hot peppers all along here, and all of my summer squashes on the left side. I've got 13 different varieties of peppers, hot, medium to sweet. And let's see, over here I've never grown okra. I tried to grow okra last year, actually. This is all okra. 3 different varieties of okra, and then eggplant at the bottom there. Okra, I tried to plant last year. It came up beautifully, and then we got a frost. So it was like, I couldn't get to the fruit. Like it just didn't produce fast enough for me to try. But I heard it was wonderful raw. So I look forward to trying okra this year. Nasturtium, growing there. Got more zinnias in the corner. And these are all tomatoes. That's a basil plant right there. These are all tomatoes, and I believe that they are 2 different varieties of Sun Gold cherry tomatoes, which you know are Anthony's favorite, and my favorite too. They taste like candy. The birds have gotten in here a little bit and poked at my tomatoes, so I haven't been able to eat any yet. I have another purple basil, I think it's called a red opal basil. More basils on the end there. Mr. Owl, I'm hoping he can keep the crows away. All of my summer squashes. Over here I have planted from seed. I let them grow a little bit and then I transplanted them. These are all ground cherries. That's a volunteer squash of some sort, probably another butternut, and if so, I'm probably going to yank them out because I literally already have too much butternut. This is calendula over here, which I've never grown before. Very medicinal. And then down this entire row, all the way down, I've got 11 different varieties of cucumbers. Look at this. Oh my God, I just noticed it. Look. Let's get you. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. My first cucumber. Wow. Hey, buddy. The honeybees. We have 13 colonies this year. And sometimes they love to just, buzz around me. And then they get a little close. And I noticed if I just speak to them with a high pitch voice, they'll just kind of go on. So down here where it's bare, I've planted holy basil. These are all broccoli that overwintered. So I've just been eating the stems and the leaves. It's very good. Shannon again. So this arbor trellis is filled with greasy beans, organic greasy beans, which the locals just rave about, but I have never tried them. So we're gonna have greasy beans this year. Nasturtium, look at the size of that. Isn't that beautiful? I actually have carnations planted here, and I have more zinnia, I think that, no, that's not zinnia, is it? I can't remember now. I think it's zinnia. And then a little bachelor button right here. Oh, Japanese beetles. They're eating things up. That's a zinnia that's been devoured. This is a yard-long Chinese noodle bean that I've never grown before. Okay. Now here are a lot of weeds, but right down the center is where I have, and it's very difficult to see because everything's just so green, but right down the center here I have celery. I have little baby celeries too that may get shadowed by the squashes. These are all winter squashes growing. Okay, and then over here in this bed I have some weeds too, but all strawberries. These are organic strawberries. Ozark Beauty strawberries. Oh look, tomatoes. Can you see them? They're tomatoes. These are Dr. Witchy's tomatoes. All my tomatoes I started from seed this year. Another purple basil. These are lemon bee balm that reseeded themselves from last year. I had them in the garden, I brought them out, and I kind of laid them all along the outside edge of the garden, and you can see them across the road here, just kind of popping up everywhere. Just so awesome. They're so pretty. What else do we have? I have 20 varieties of tomatoes growing. These are black cherry tomatoes that are so good. From my friend Rachel. I saved the seeds from last year and then planted them in February. I have an ant issue also. Getting into my cosmos, eating some food, which I don't mind sharing, but it's pretty bad this year. Here I've got a whole row of Brussels sprouts, and I've got kohlrabi. Have you ever seen kohlrabi before? It's amazing. It really loves the cold, but it's growing through the summer. The vegetable tastes like a cross between cabbage and cauliflower. Really, really good. All my onions that are, oh my gosh, look at this guy. All my onions that are reseeding here have overwintered. Oh, look at a hummingbird. So I'm just going to let them reseed. They're a variety. I have no idea what they are, but I'm just letting them reseed. I just yanked up my beets. I just had so many growing, so they're kind of being taken over by weeds here. Chioggia beets. And then down here, I've got bunching onions. That I planted from seed. On this arbor trellis, I have salt and pepper cucumber. Another little zinnia. More calendula over here. And these, if you've never heard of them, I can thank Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm for introducing me to these. I've never tried them yet. It's called a Kajari melon. It's a little personal melon. It's supposed to taste amazing, and it loves to climb, so you can actually set it up to climb on a trellis. I can't wait to try them. Oh, look. My bachelor button bloomed. I think that's bachelor button. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, all of these are cucumbers. I've got in the front here, I planted Thai sweet basil and cinnamon basil. More purple basil. All cucumbers. This is my onion bed. They were coming up so well, but I think they got a little dried out. But I have some spotted onions coming up here and there. Okay. Down this row, I've got all my carrots. They are Nepali and Kyoto Red. Apparently the sweetest carrots you can find. Nepali and Kyoto Red. All along there. On the edge over here, I have a different kind of bunching onion. It is Tokyo long white bunching onions. And then I have some more beets spotted in there. Over here I have all of my sweet peppers coming up so beautifully. Let's see if we have any. Okay. So here, this guy's been on here. This guy's been on here for a while. I'm not sure if it's ripe yet. Oh, well, it just popped off. So that is an sweet pepper, Eco. So maybe it'll ripen a little bit more. It's been that color for a long time. And there's another one. That's banana pepper. I'm going to leave him on there for a little while. It's a banana pepper right there. And then down here on the other side, I have all of my melons. I've got cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, sweet passion melon. Trying to remember. And I cannot believe how well they're doing. Everything is doing so well this year. A lot of Japanese beetles, though, and ants. Kind of eating things up. Oh, look. Look at here. That's a watermelon. Sugar baby watermelon. All my tomatoes. Some are doing better than others. And I've got so many different varieties this year. I'm so excited to try the new ones I've never tried before. Oh, look. As long as the crows don't get them. Oh, hello, beauty. This is my zinnia. Aren't you gorgeous? Oh my, I left my spray bottle. So actually, there's one more thing I'm using, actually. I forgot. It's water with peppermint oil and rosemary oil. So just kind of, and a little bit of soap. Mild 7th generation soap to help the damage, get rid of the damaging insects. So this entire garden is on a slope, a slight incline coming down to this end. And I want you to look at these freaking tomatoes on this bottom end. They're crazy. And I've actually pruned them and tied them up and pruned them some more. But it's just unreal. It's because all the moisture just gathers at this bottom end. So this is more bachelor button, different colors. Isn't that pretty? And on the outside corner here, I've got more lemon bee balm. I love having that around the outside edge. It will reseed though, and it'll go everywhere. So that's why I was trying to keep it out of the garden. This is our compost that's a garden in and of itself because the dirt needs to be turned over. We need to get more dirt in there. We also need to turn it over and kind of mix it up. This bed right here and this one also are sunchokes. I've never grown sunchokes before. I had never eaten them before until I got them in a Misfits order this year. And they're amazing. They have the texture of a crisp apple and they're slightly sweet. It's almost like eating a raw chip with amazing flavor. So these will grow really, really tall, and they're not actually related to the artichoke. They're related to the sunflower. So they grow these really big sunflowers on the top. And then over here in this bed on the bank, I've got, Shannon said, do you not have enough space? I said, no, I need more. So he built me these beds on the outside. I've got artichokes in that bed and some flowers in the front. Calendula, all the flowers. Nasturtium, zinnia. There's a little hummingbird over there right now. I can see him. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, I love that. Okay. This little bunch of beauties are leeks, American flag leeks. It looks like I probably planted them a little too close, but they will reseed. Everything reseeds, and you can get volunteers the following year. And I planted a bunch of calendula at the bottom of this bed. So pretty. Bunny rabbit. Oh, hey buddy. Hey. So this is my little pole shed down here that Shannon built for me, just to kind of get out of the sun. I'm curing my garlic. Wow. Hello, Zinnia. Look at you. I'll show you my garlic here in a second. This is the second year. I just saw a bobcat the other day, so I'm like aware of my surroundings, but I'm not have any fear about it. Really interesting. Why did it go so dark? There we go. Whoa. Here we go. This is my second year of my asparagus. And the ants are trying to take over. That bottle is filled with sugar water and borax. So it actually works. It just takes time. It's supposed to be non-toxic, so I'm hoping that's true. Look at these guys, aren't they gorgeous? You're supposed to just let them go crazy for the first 2 or 3 years. The third year you can harvest them. Our crazy compost. I'm growing burdock root over there in the corner, and these 3 bins where I just harvested our garlic that grew through the winter. This is the last of my cilantro. I've planted more up in our yard, but it's bolting. And all along here, this is the border of our property, we have wild blackberries. You can see them coming in here. Wild blackberries. And this is my garlic harvest. Look at that. California softneck. My elephants didn't turn out very big this year. Elephant garlic in the middle, and then German hardneck. Came out kind of small. I'm super happy about my California softneck here. That's exciting. Okay. That about does it. My garden tour. Is it summertime yet? I think so. Summer 2021. July. All right. Until next time, maybe I'll have lots more fruit to share. And home tour coming soon, I promise. Love you guys. Bye for now.